Welcome to Alien World Aquatics. We are live with the Seahorse next with the Seahorse next to me. Hope you guys are doing well today on this lovely Saturday. Um, Today we have a couple cool things we wanted to show you. Uh, we do have a special guest, as in the comments and in the description, that we will be bringing up in a moment. I also wanted to show off our new business cards, which should be arriving shortly next week, which are really cool. Worked hard on those, and I think they turned out pretty nice.
Yeah.
I'll be bringing those to the Big Fish deal. And I wanted to also tell you guys about some new fishies things I got, which I'm pretty happy about.
Me too.
I don't have any. I gotta get some videos of those things. But both things that I bought are sneaky. Hard to video, so we'll see.
People are probably gonna assume that you got a frog or turtle or something.
Oh, I did.
Stream,
So I went to the local
it's not
fish
what
store and I did check out the poison dart frogs. They only had like one, and it was absolutely teeny tiny little baby thing. But they're cool. I'm looking into it. I definitely think that's going to be something that has to happen shortly.
like
It'll
tomorrow.
have to happen. But apparently no one in this area sells any newts, so I'm going to have to find a way to see that on, or to order them online, I guess. I know Bob said he might have a good source for some newts. But apparently what the people at the fish store told me is that they're not allowed to sell anything that's native to Maryland.
Oh, really?
You can't sell native species. So, I don't know. We'll get into that maybe with our guest. So, why not, without further ado, we will bring up the guest. But first, we must do this. Let's see if I can get this to work. And without further ado, we have the Sharpies Model and Aquatics. Welcome, John, to the stream, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Thanks for having me.
Hi.
Absolutely. Glad to have you for the second episode of Interview with the Alien. I know a lot of times we don't even talk necessarily about alien stuff, but, you know, it's more of a metaphor for mysteries, you know, and just different stuff. So I love always talking to you about Missing 411. I've been getting back into that since we've been chatting about that a little bit, and David Polity's just been starting to make more YouTube videos, which is nice to see.
I've been catching up on those this week.
Yep, he just put out another one that I got to check out, but they're about an hour long, so sometimes I got to break them up into times when I'm watching them. But yeah, what's going on with you, John?
Yeah, all good here. Nothing really changed. Yeah, same as usual. Trundling along, getting through.
Very good.
Nothing changes here, really.
You didn't work on any models today?
Not today. I've just got the tracks to finish off on a C54 Russian tank for their multi-part tracks. So.
Cool.
I still want a UFO model. We need to get that. I still want a UFO model, because they do exist.
I bet.
They do exist.
Almost everything exists in the Lego.
I believe John said it was
model world.
too easy. Too easy.
Yeah.
John, can we see your miniature fish tank?
I told her she wants to see your tiny tank.
Oh, let me just go and get it.
Only if it's easy to get to.
While he's doing that, let's say hi to some people in the chat. We got Chewy, FNS, Select Pet, Griffin Fish Room,
We found it.
HC. Yes.
Oh, that's so cool.
Very nice.
Are there? There's like a giant goldfish in there, or something.
This is bigger than tank.
That's cute. You should
awesome.
put it up near your other big fish tanks for the comparison.
It sits by the CV with my bigger models.
That's cool.
Sits next to Red Riding Hood.
We also have HC Aqua in house. We got Clint's Aqua Tanks. We have Manini Scapes. Big J. Fishroom Fever is lurking up. Trying to see. We got Moonstone. Nola Jane. And I think I caught up all the way. Very cool.
Hi, everyone.
Indeed. So.
Oh, Chewie's saying there's an echo. Did you see that?
Let's see. It might have been with the video. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Either way, so you did say you were doing your research there, John. So let's get into it. So what have you been researching on the paranormal end of things?
I've mainly been catching up on the missing 411 stuff. There's some interesting stuff going on there. Some correlations between the paranormal and this kind of stuff. It's just starting to become more obvious, as it were.
Mm-hmm. So you're familiar with the 411, right? The missing people
Yeah.
in the national parks and stuff like that. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but some of the cases that have come out in the latest documentary that he did, and some of the cases is that there's been reports of these people seeing this object that doesn't have defined edges, and it is transparent like the Predator. You know, like the Predator, the old movie, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? And they're saying that they're seeing like these like things in trees sometimes, or moving across, you know, the ground. They're just like these blobs of almost transparent something. Have you heard this too?
Like something's cloaked.
Yeah, like something's cloaked, or it's just you can't see it correctly. It's kind of like, you know, your eyes are a very crazy thing. Like, you know, all the stuff around us we can see right now is only because there's light. If you take the light off it, everything's black. We can't see anything. So what if there's something we're not getting?
We do have a very finite field of vision of the colour spectrum we can actually see.
Sorry to interrupt, but
I know, the
a
volume.
lot of people are saying they can't hear John well, and there may be an echo.
I'm going to just switch the headphone.
You can if you want, if you think that
You
will help. Yeah, is it over here?
Yeah, I'll just look at that.
Yeah.
Can you bring it up on your phone, maybe? And that way you can still hear?
I'll be able to hear.
No, you won't, because it'll be through this. Technical difficulties, my people.
It's okay. Yeah, I'll grab my phone.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, let's just do this. Alright, people. I'm going to cancel this echo out for you. I know my microphone setup is not as good. How about now?
Okay, am I echoing now, and can people hear me? Because now I can't hear you guys. Oh, hang on.
Got it. There we go.
Yeah, all sorted.
Yep, there we go. Just had to switch it back over. Sorry. There we go. This should be a lot better. It's hard with the guest with this microphone to not have the feedback. No.
Yeah, the problems with the microphone picking up what's coming through the speakers, and then it goes back and forth.
Indeed. So, back to what we were saying. We're saying about the transparent things, and some people are jumping up with it's refracting light instead of reflecting.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's bending the light at angles so that you can't see what's there, but you can see an anomaly, as it were. You can see there's something is there, but you just can't see what it is.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. I don't know if they can hear that. So what would you say it is? I mean, is it possible there's an animal that can cloak? I mean, but then you still would find the dogs being able to track them, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're getting no scent trail for dogs to track.
Hmm.
They take the dogs to where the person disappeared from, and they can't find a trail to follow.
Hmm. It's
Which
so
is,
strange. You know, the only idea that I had about what this possibly could be is that, but it's so far out there. It's like you have to make so many jumps. Like, people always talk about the simulation theory, about how, the world we're in could actually be a simulation. You've heard of that, right, John?
yeah, the
So
Matrix kind of theory. Yeah,
exactly. So and that would mean this is like a video game. And sometimes in video games, when you get to areas that have a lot of things to render, a lot of a lot of trees in the game, or a lot of water, a lot of, boulders that have curved edges, are hard for the computer system to keep up with. So there's
yeah, you get
glitches.
pop up and glitches.
So
Yeah,
sometimes you'll have a character jump on your video game from one spot to another all of a sudden because it glitched out. And sometimes your character is dead and you're like, I don't know how that happened. You know what I mean? Sometimes they just
yeah.
don't know how they got there. So
Like when
that's
you're
my
playing
only
online and you
theory.
get a lag spike.
Yeah, there's a lag spike on Earth on our simulation. And all of a sudden, people are walking through these areas with trees and boulders, and it might be hard for the simulation to render. Um, but I know that's a ridiculous theory, but I can't think of
Well,
anything else that makes you jump from one spot to another.
the thought I had was possibly something interdimensional,
Interdimensional,
something that's taking or coming into the dimension, our dimension, and then taking something out
like a
and then
portal.
bringing it back somewhere else.
So a
Like
portal
where
is
they
opening
found,
up.
like where they found, I think there's a couple of the kids were found on like a small island in the middle of a swamp,
I don't know if
but
I
they were
heard about that
completely
one.
dry and clean.
Jeez, yeah,
And there
that's
was,
another thing. Like he's bringing up, these kids were found in the middle of an island in a swamp, but their boots and their clothes were clean. That's a very common thing. Is you'll find these kids, or even adults that are found far away, and you'll look at their shoes, and the shoes, if they've gone that far, should be muddy and dirty and scratched up. And a lot of the times, these sneakers and these shoes look like they're brand new, which is so strange. I don't. That means you got teleported. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be wacky or like woo woo, as Joe Rogan calls it, but I just can't imagine anything else besides like the simulation thing or the portal idea, or like the interdimensional idea, that would have a person move from one spot to another with no track, no nothing, um, and get a piggyback ride the whole way. It's funny, but the thing is, there would still be tracks.
I know.
Yeah, Paige says a piggyback ride. Someone gave him a piggyback
yeah,
ride.
piggyback. But yeah, then whatever's given the piggyback is going to lead
Hmm.
even deeper tracks.
I mean, the other thing is that I thought of initially is my mind keeps wanting to go to big cats, because big cats can grab you and just literally, they're so strong they could just jump up into a tree. You know what I mean? Like a giant cougar could literally grab you by the neck. I'm like 140 pounds. They could grab me, just yank me up the tree in one
Yeah.
jump, and you're not going to see any tracks necessarily. You know what I mean?
No, the dogs would
But again,
find
yeah,
the
that's the
thing.
problem. The dogs would pick up the mountain lion or the cougar, whatever it is. They'd pick up me. I don't know. They'd pick up blood. There'd still be, s- you know, some kind of a struggle, I would imagine.
Yeah, and I mean, even if a big cat doesn't eat you, it's going to leave some marks on the body,
Yes, they would leave marks in the body. I do believe that would be true too.
like rather large teeth holes.
Yeah, like teeth holes. We're talking about like, if it was a mountain lion or something, that you'd see, marks in the bodies of these people, or blood,
Rips in your
or
clothes.
rips in the clothes, or things like that. Um,
So you don't have to pee it. Like it's good.
it was
But
okay.
for everyone else, it's all good.
It's okay.
I don't
Um,
distract you from the actual conversation.
no, it's okay. Um, but the other thing that I read about or listened to the other day was these two women that were walking down the same trail, and one looked back and the other one was gone. So she went up the path more thinking she passed her and never saw her. She went back and forth, was freaking out, screaming at the top of her lungs, and then I think eventually she ended up giving up after an hour or two, right? I can't remember the
Yeah, she
story
went like a
exactly.
mile down the path, but the other girl was in front of her.
Yeah, so the whole point is these people were on the same path, and that at some point they should have passed each other, or like if you and I are walking down a nature trail together, and I stop and tie my shoe, and you look back, and now I'm gone. I shouldn't have been able to get in front of you, and I'm like waiting down for you at the end of the path. Yeah, like imagine if you were for a walk together, and I literally like I stopped to tie my shoe, and you go ahead of me a few steps, and you look back, and I'm gone, and then you look for me forever, and then you go to the end of the trail, and I'm there, and I say, "Where were you?" I say, "Where? Why were you gone so long?" Like, and you're like, "No, you were gone," and I'm like, "No, you were gone." Yeah, no, you, no, you. So like, I'm not sure. It's very, very strange how that could work, but that how could
Yeah,
something take someone so stealthily right behind or next to somebody else without them noticing? Yeah,
yeah,
even if you're super ninja, I mean, honestly, you can't take someone like
yeah. I
that.
mean, someone's going to scream, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, even if you grab someone by the mouth, like, you're like, ah, you can still hear stuff, you know? I mean, but I guess maybe I'm not an expert in, like, giant cats. What if they just grab onto your jugular with the big teeth and that's just the end of that? But again, you'd find clothing and blood and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if they do find bodies, the only usual damage is from predation after death.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a big cat has come along and killed them. It's a coyote or rats or whatever have nibbled.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's very, very
Um,
strange. I don't know. I can't think of anything else. I can't think of any idea how these
well,
people are going missing.
I'll say the other thing he was saying about is the GHB levels in the blood,
GHB
which
levels.
you might know is can't remember the actual name, but it's they call it the date rape drug
Yeah, it's the date rape trope. So they're
because
finding
you're
high
basically
levels of GHB.
you're unconscious. Well, your body is paralyzed, but you're still fully conscious.
Mm-hmm. And somehow, didn't they
Now
say that they
that is
believe the
produced in
brain
the
can
body
create it?
naturally at low level.
Yes.
So there's obviously, or to me, there's obviously something causing that to release at a massive rate,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a protection or it's an inbuilt safety mechanism or something.
For sure. I mean, it's kind of like, if your body can all of a sudden give you an influx of GHB, which paralyzes you, and you can still be awake, it's kind of like, we have adrenaline in our body right now, but only
Yeah,
certain activities and in situations trigger your adrenaline level to spike like that. And that way you're able to do superhuman, strength, feats of strength and speed and reaction time. I don't think that's a far out theory to think that that's true. But why? What would cause that?
this is it. No one's researched into what would. Why do we have it? I mean, is it the same thing as when we have some people will have a nightmare and they'll have sleep paralysis.
Hmm.
Now, is that the same thing? Is the sleep paralysis caused by a big GHB spike? I'm pretty sure
It
they've probably not
sounds like
researched
it.
that one.
Have you heard of sleep paralysis before? That's in like the UFO abduction thing. Like people say that people weren't abducted by aliens, which I think is probably pretty true for a lot of these cases. That they're saying that these people um, have what's called sleep paralysis, where you're sleeping and you kind of wake up, but your body's paralyzed and you can't move, and sometimes you feel like pressure on your chest. You ever heard of that before?
Maybe. I'm not too familiar with it,
Hmm.
but yeah.
But I think that is a very valid thing for a lot of these people saying they were abducted, or the hag, the old hag tale back in the day. People used to say that it wasn't aliens. Before aliens were more of a pop culture thing, people would say that they saw witches standing or kneeling with their knees on their chest and like looking down at you. You've heard that too, right?
Yeah, that was a famous kind of one from the UK way back in the day.
Yeah, that was a UK one. You're
Mm,
right. That's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess you would know more than I
no,
would.
we had our Witchfinder General, and lots and lots of women and men got, well, generally hung rather than burnt, but
Hmm.
hung or drowned.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some terrible stuff. I think it would be cool though. I think nowadays if someone was like, "Oh, you have powers," like that's awesome.
Yeah, these days, you're a superhero, not burn the witch.
Exactly, exactly. Very, very good. So, anything else you've been looking into besides 411?
Um, Not hugely, other than my usual paranormal, ghosty, woohoo type stuff. Um, Again, there is a couple of tie-ins with the 411.
Mhm.
I mean, like in the paranormal world, yeah, I don't like to say ghosts and spirits of dead people. I go with the paranormal because we can't understand it. We don't know it yet. They say a lot of people they say that water is a conductor of that kind of energy,
Mhm.
and a lot of the 411 cases are found near water.
Yes. That is a very common thing. They're all found in within a certain amount of miles of water, but they're also
Yeah,
not drownings. That's the key, I
no,
think, when
they're
people hear
found
that.
by the water, but not drowned.
Correct.
Um, and the other one, you get it sometimes. I mean, if even if you're a complete skeptic, there's no such thing, whatever. If you go somewhere like one of the old German concentration camps, you walk through that gateway, you can
You
feel
can
the
feel it.
atmosphere change.
Mhm.
Now, you can get that anywhere. Like you're walking along at night and you feel somebody behind you or watching you, or um, no, you get if you go into somewhere that is haunted,
Mhm.
you can get a feel. You'll feel it when you get near whatever it is.
Mhm.
And again, David Pilates was saying, people who they've experienced those kind of feelings in the woods and they've listened to their body and turned back. Now, if they'd have carried on forwards, would they have been one of the missing cases?
Interesting.
Are they feeling that? I mean, because maybe not everyone can feel it.
It's true.
Back in a couple of thousand years ago or whatever, when we relied on all our senses, was that sixth sense something we used a lot more when we were
Absolutely.
getting hunted by animals as much as
Absolutely.
we were hunting them?
And it's almost impossible to perceive. It's kind of like we're talking about the senses. If you have six senses. I mean, what if there's a sense
So we don't know how
that
to
you don't know you have?
or we don't know how to
Yeah,
Or there's five senses, but what if you had the sixth sense? The sixth, that
yeah,
other.
it's just that alarm bell in your head that something's not quite right.
Mhm.
instinct or like
To be on
Instinct.
guard, to
Yeah,
be
Paige is
alert.
saying it's like more instinct.
maybe
Yeah,
that's our
it's,
sixth sense
Our
know,
sixth sense
as
is the
we
instinct,
get
but.
further away from our
when we just
hunter-gatherer past,
Mhm.
where we were readily seen as lunch by a bunch of animals,
Correct.
where we don't have that threat anymore, is that instinct going away from us.
Yeah, I think there's definitely things we've
So
lost
some
over
people
time.
just can't feel it,
Yep.
you don't use
don't have it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's true. I mean, I think that's got to be a reason why some humans survived over others, as they had a little extra spite, excuse me, a
Yeah,
little extra
they could,
spidey sense. You know what I mean? They had a little extra
yeah,
tingle on the back of their neck. It's hard to explain though. It is a little woo woo, but it's also like it's there. It's also there. You know what I mean? At the same time, like you still,
well, I
I
say
don't
it's
know.
one of the easiest ones where I'm sure everyone, us three, everyone in the chat, has all had that feeling at some point that someone's watching them.
Yep.
I mean, you might turn around and there is someone standing there watching you.
I
No,
think
I'm
they've done
sure in the
studies
ladies'
about
case,
that of
they're
like,
probably checking out their backsides. But
but I think they've done studies about that, like people in a room, and they could kind of feel when other people were watching them, even through camera. Even through a camera, on a video screen, they could tell when they were being watched almost.
yeah,
Just like when you're in a public place and you feel eyes on you, and it's not like you see them looking, but you just feel it and you turn around and sometimes there's someone staring right at you.
Yeah, yeah. Can you guys hear? Did you guys hear what she said or no?
barely.
So what she's saying is basically, here, say it again.
Oh, I said it's similar to like if you're in a public place and you feel eyes on you, so you look around and there's someone staring right at you. So it's like a sense that you get.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely. It's true. When you're in public and a bunch of people are staring at you, you can feel it.
Yeah,
It's amplified. Like really.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
uh,
strange.
back in the day when I used to look different, when I had all the hair and the beard and the piercings and the makeup, and no, you'd feel people staring at you as you walk past. Um,
Huh.
These days, no, without any of that stuff, people, you just blend in, and people don't. No, there's nothing weird to stare at, but
Yep. The Zen says, Mr. Zen swears I'm a witch. I creep him out sometimes.
It's our job.
I don't know if I officially said hi, Zen Ginger. Thank you for being here. That is funny. People are going off in the chat. I'm kind of skipping over some of this, going fast on this. But it seems like everyone has their own story about things like this. It's always interesting. That's why I like to talk about this stuff, because everyone has their own thing. Um,
yeah, I mean, it's common knowledge that I have an uninvited guest in my house. I think everyone in the chat probably knows this by now. But the weird thing is, I can't feel anything. I don't feel a presence or anything like that. The cat does, and I normally do. If I go somewhere that is, haunted, I'll feel it. Like you're being watched. You get that spidey sense going off.
hmm
I mean, I can't feel whatever this is. I've seen it plenty of times. I've heard it, but I can't feel it.
You've heard it. What did it sound like?
No, just a couple of fairly quiet moans, and then things that could have been something maybe moving or settling upstairs. But like, I've lived here 20 odd years. I know the noises this house makes.
hmm
All the windows and doors are shut. There's nothing up there, no life, as it were, and you hear something move or settle. Or, yeah,
It's creepy.
nothing. It's nothing scary or nothing worrying. It's just there.
I hear you, man. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's been times when I've heard things, and I don't know if it's burglar or something like that, but there's definitely been times when I've heard things, and I will just grab some kind of sword or something that I have in my room, various object, and I'll just go look. I'll just go look because I'm like, I'm not gonna wait for you to ambush me. I'm gonna at least confront whatever is there. I'd rather have, I guess, I've never been like a really good fighter. I've done martial arts my whole life, but I've never been a good, like what I would consider like a really dangerous fighter. But the reason that I enjoy having some level of martial arts skill is because it enables you to have a little more control over the situation. I would
Yeah,
rather have some
you're
kind of control to
calm.
fight back than to be sitting in a corner waiting for something to get me.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, I did some martial arts when I was younger, and yeah, it's the you can judge the situation, and you don't panic. You don't go into fight or flight mode. You stay calm, and that's what gives you the advantage. It's not that you can kick someone in the face. It's
Correct.
that you're calm. You're in control of what you're doing and what your body's doing.
It's true. It's one of the
Right?
main things that I used to teach for people that um, wanted to get better at martial arts or fighting. Is it's not necessarily like you said necessarily about the physical ability. It's the ability to deal with stress. And how do you get better at anything? Let's say I wanted to get better at shooting a basketball. How do you get better? You practice. So how do you get better
Yeah.
at dealing with stressful situations? You put yourself in stressful situations and you practice. That's why sparring and trying to have another human trying to hit you is so important, is because not because you're going to
Yeah.
win or lose, it's because then your body is used to being able to perform under stressful situations. So that let's say an accident happens on the side of the road, I believe a martial artist is more likely to be able to stop and help because they're used to being in a stressful situation
Yeah.
and still
Yeah.
being able to perform at a high
You can
level.
maintain the calmness. You
Hmm.
don't panic. You don't flip out. You just assess the situation and do what is needed.
Yep, and I just think also mathematically speaking, I'm no math magician, but I feel like if you fight back, your percentages of survival go up, no matter what the situation is.
Oh yeah, if you just stand there and let someone pummel you, yeah.
But I know we're talking about you know ghosts and stuff, but I mean even then, like I guess I'd rather.
So, is it just me? I disappeared. Help! Ah, what's going on? Uh-oh. Is the stream still running? Scott, Paige, come back.
John, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, we're back.
That was not on purpose. I just wanted to click on.
Page hit a button.
Oh dear,
I
wrong
didn't mean
button.
to.
What did you want to click on?
There was just a couple funny things in the chat
What
that
did you
I
want to
didn't want you
see?
guys to miss.
What is it?
From Fisher and Fever. I feel like I'm being watched when I go live. And then the Zen Ginger responded.
Yeah, James, people watching your live stream is the last thing you need to worry about.
So I just wanted to click on it so it's on the screen, but not like in a video.
She's like, close the stream. It's over.
I'm just gonna go sleep or something.
That is so funny.
John, I really
Oh,
apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt, but
these things happen.
people are gonna think it's on purpose because I'm like,
Yeah.
Just throw a common pleco at them. It confuses them just enough. I actually like this strategy. That might work.
the flip Pleco
Yeah,
though.
it's, but we gotta. I
Yeah.
don't know. What about a
Especially if
bear?
they then
Isn't
grab
fighting
the
back a bad
pleco
thing?
and
No.
spike them. Now, if you've been spiked by a pleco, it's not a pleasant experience.
Nope. I just had to move a big pleco. I got a pleco about a foot long that I had to move to a different tank, and I'll hopefully be giving him to a pond down the street or maybe one of the local fish stores because I got this pleco and the lady was giving up some fish and she told me she had a 6-inch long pleco and a roseline barb and I was like, sure, I'll take him. The pleco was over a foot long, man. It's not 6 inches.
You're rude.
Yeah, you're expecting a bristle nose, and you've got a monster common
Got a
pleco. Yeah.
monster common pleco, and he's just so dirty, you know. But no, I think I would never lay still for a bear, man. I would fight back with a bear. Bear gonna kill you. The problem with thing with bears is what I learned from all the Joe Rogan podcasts and all this nature stuff about them is that they don't kill you like cats do. They just hold you down and start
And
eating.
start eating.
Yeah, so they just start eating like when you're alive.
I know.
They just hold you there and just start taking chunks out of you. It's not like I'd rather a giant mountain lion just get my jugular and you're gone in like a couple seconds. That's pretty. I
Yeah.
think Paige had
I-
enough.
I'd rather be dead when I got eaten than alive. That's
Yes, I agree. Indeed. That's funny. Well, Alien Aquatics, some people have trouble judging 6 inches. Wow.
yeah, but it's normally the other way around though.
I know, right? Yeah. Welcome,
It's
Big
normally
Yak. What's up? What's up, buddy?
No, that's not.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Very cool. Interesting stuff. Well, very good. Thank you very much for discussing some of these things with us, John. I think we're gonna finish up the
No
stream
worries.
with the Paige and I. But I always love having people on for this. If you guys have any kind of cool stories you want to come up, like Blackie and John have done, I'm sure we're gonna do this again too, John. Always fun.
Yep. No worries.
But
I'll
let us
jump
know in
in
the
chat.
alienworldaquaticsgmail.com. Let us know if you guys want to come up. We'll let you guys have some time. But thank you very much, John.
I thought everything you said was super
Yeah,
interesting.
more than welcome.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Later.
Okay, here we go. Now regular audio.
I didn't mean to.
You're all good. Oh man.
The one thing I did in the stream, my contribution, I messed it up.
Yeah, chimpanzees mess you up too, man.
Nasty.
Chimpanzees go for your face and genitals immediately.
Hey, there you
Immediately.
go.
Yeah, and your fingers.
Oh wow.
They try to bite fingers off. They'll go for your eyes and your face,
Oh
and
my
they'll go
god.
for your
All the essentials.
hoo-ha!
Whoa.
Chilling, doing water changes. Very cool. I've not checked out your channel very much, Big Yak. I'm gonna have to check that out. Everyone should as well. And what kind of fish you keep? Let us know. I'm gonna go for about another 20 some minutes. But yeah. I'm glad I wasn't drinking my coffee with that was left. That is so fun. Wait, everyone thought we were leaving for real? No, we were just saying goodbye to the Mr. John. I'm sure he's gonna be in the chat for a little bit, but we were gonna be on here for a little while longer.
It's stuff to show them.
Hoo-ha!
Oh dear.
All primates are yeah.
Come closer.
What are you doing?
You're getting out
I'm
of the
fine.
screen.
Well, I have to go and do this. You got plenty of room to move over. Like you have plenty of
I'm
room.
gonna scoot out of this.
If you just stay there, you're fine.
I'm just gonna scoot. Yeah, apparently I'm having a hard time today.
Oh my goodness. Look who has joined us. What's going on, Bob? Setting my new 33 liter tank.
Wow.
I don't do liters. No. Oh no, wait. Sorry, that's not liters.
See, we're struggling.
That's a 33 long, not a 33 liter.
What's wrong with that?
Actually, I saw a 33 for sale on one of the apps. I like 33s.
Really?
They're interesting size
So it's
tank
like
to have.
slightly smaller than
Yeah.
that?
I know. He said it before. I could say it. I know. I'm sorry. I know. Listen. I know.
Okay.
I know what that is. But yeah, it's like I don't know. They're just kind of an interesting shape. What are you putting in there, Bob? Are you making that some kind of a breeder tank? Or are you doing I've heard some people use those tanks for frags, like when you have little pieces of coral that you're trying to grow out.
Okay.
Sometimes I've heard of people using that, but that might even be a little bit small. I don't know.
Mention shape. What? Is it a different shape?
A 33 long. It's like long. It's like not very tall,
So
but
it's like
very
longer
long.
and
Yeah,
shorter?
yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of like having a 20 long. Like I have a 20 long
Yeah, I was gonna
with the
say, is it
plants,
kinda like
like
that
the
one?
aloe vera plant, but like longer.
Interesting.
Indeed. Yeah, for corals? Oh. 33, yeah. Best tanks ever. I don't have one. I don't see them
the
for
perfect
sale.
tank size.
It's an interesting tank
Not too
size.
big, not too small, just right.
It's 48 by 12 by 13. Yeah, it's interesting. What's up? What's up, JH?
Hello.
Yeah, 33 is a short 55. Like, it's long, but very short. And I'm trying to think, like, what would be good to put in a 33. Maybe that's a good video for someone to do. Like, what's a good list of, fish you could put into a 33 long? But I want to see what he is putting in there. Rainbows that like to run 4 feet and back. Fair enough. Well, that's a good answer, because rainbow fish, I have one rainbow fish likes to go back and forth and back and forth.
Okay.
That's a good idea. Very good, Bob. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like that. We'll call it zoomy space. There's plenty of zoomy space. That's true.
Nice.
What other kind of animal? What kind of animals? What other kind of fish really like that zoomy space? Killifish. V-Stag says, "Welcome, V-Stag." That's a good one. Killifish.
You have one.
I got one killifish left somewhere in here.
Left, yeah.
Shell dwellers. They're not very zoomy, but I guess they do need that long footprint because they want a lot of bottom area. That's true. Interesting.
Danios?
My 20 long is a coral tank. Yeah.
John says Danios like a good zoom.
I almost bought some celestial pearl Danios.
Oh,
I
didn't
almost
you?
bought some because they
This
were
is why you take me with you.
so tiny.
So you
They were
get 'em.
so tiny.
Aw.
They were just tiny, the tiniest tiny.
Aw.
So tiny.
How tiny were they?
They were so tiny. But I'll tell you guys, I did come back home from the local fish store with one of the local fish stores with
Again?
something. I came back with some stuff. I got some water Sprite. Trying to get that going in a few tanks. I bought some Subwasser for the terrarium tank with the palm tree behind me. I kind of thought it looked good in there. And I bought the tiniest little baby royal pleco. I really like royal plecos, and he's gonna have plenty of room to grow. He is like maybe this big, like maybe a couple inches right now, and I put him in a 70-gallon, so he's gonna grow out in there for a little while.
Can't believe I haven't seen him yet.
I know, he's still hiding.
He's been hiding.
As soon as I put him in the tank, he started, he was hiding immediately, but I'm sure he'll come out eventually. The other thing I did get is I got another eel. I got a pretty cool tire track eel with really cool designs and stuff. I'm going to have to get some video, but he's been pretty much not shy. He's been out all last night. He got in the tank. I acclimated him, got him in the tank. He kind of just sat in the corner for a little bit, kind of scoping everyone out, all the angelfish that were in the tank. And once he felt good, he just started zooming around everywhere. And he's been living or sleeping and hanging out in the creepy tree behind me over here, like inside the mouth, which is cool. I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at the pointing stuff, so I really like it, man. I feel like I'm going to become the eel man. I don't know.
I feel like you are the eel man.
I feel
I
like I'm
don't
gonna
see
be like the
a lot of
eel
other people
dude.
have eels. I love those eels. It was so funny to see the reaction from all the other fish in the tank. They were
I know.
so curious and following them around.
I know, they were all looking at him.
And just staring at him for like
I
several
know.
minutes at a time. So
And
funny.
this is the thing I think I didn't realize. Like the other day, like I actually got my eyes on, some legit, not in pictures, because I've been looking at in pictures of Rachel O'Leary showing the chili rasporas and the CPDs, the celestial pearl danios.
Okay.
And when she takes pictures of, they're really up close. I have no idea how tiny these are.
Right.
They are absolutely the most ridiculously tiny fish.
Aw,
I mean,
cute. Are they smaller than our babies over here?
they're about that size.
Okay.
They're tiny. They're absolutely tiny. Oh wait, I'm gonna go back to some of these other things, but yeah, maybe I don't want to be known as the eel man. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just set that up. That's the most recent thing, Select Pet. I do have a video up with that tank, and I really like how it turned out. Oh yeah, so you decided on poison dart frog or what for that tank, Scott? So interesting. So I went to the local fish store, and I did check out the poison dart frogs they had. They only had one type, and they only had two little ones in there, and they were also really small. And I don't know, they weren't the colors that I really were interested in doing, but I do think that is what it's going to be for at least one of the terrarium tanks. Because I do have another terrarium tank to set up that might be good. But I do want to get newts, and I do want to get poison dart frogs. It's just a matter of when and which ones. The other thing is that that tank you see behind me, yeah, the tank, the Beaufront palm tree tank, does not have a lid. I was given that whole tank for free and everything, so I got to go out and get a 36-gallon Beaufront top and make sure it is really not escapable for any newts or frogs before I do that.
That is important.
Eminem music, what's up? What is up? We got redfish, bluefish in the house. Go on. I like very shallow tanks that are long and wide. I think it also depends on what you're doing. Like,
yeah, makes sense that certain size tanks are for certain things.
Certain fish and certain breeding tanks too. Like, I don't know.
You said a good breeding size is like a 20, or it depends on.
It depends on what you're
fish
doing. I mean, like, I have a tank in the other room called a 40 breeder.
Okay.
It's a breeding tank. A lot of the times they use those for. But it depends. A lot of people, will set up, 10s and 20s and breed things out of there even.
Depends on what the fish is comfortable with, right? What kind of environment.
Yeah, I mean, well, even
optimal for them reproducing.
Rack said that he was breeding his poison dart frogs in a 10-gallon.
Oh yeah. And
So
so much
it might even be better. Like maybe a smaller tank for dart frogs is better. You can maybe see them better.
They don't like a lot of space to jump around.
I don't. I gotta really go see them and get more research done and find out what I need. What I want. Yeah. But I do think that's coming up in there. And you did pick out a really cool poison dart frog that is just ridiculously cool. It's expensive.
I wish you could show them.
I don't know if I'm allowed to do that.
Red head and
yeah, I was looking at Josh's frogs, and if you can, I don't know if any of the linkers can find this. Some of you guys are pretty good at linking stuff, but it was Josh's frogs, and I think it was called the Blessed Frog, and it had like a bright red head and teal and black body. It was really cool.
It's super cool.
I said, "What's up?" I know, and I also said, "What's up?"
Punchy's like, "Hi, Eminem music. Hi."
It's the real Eminem, everybody. I'm almost positive that is the actual Marshall Mathers. Very good. Oh,
see how popular
snap.
you're becoming?
Alien bling.
Yeah.
That's true. Oh, speaking of bling.
Hi, Fish Tropic.
Hello,
Sorry,
Fish Tropic. Hey, Fish Tropic. What's up? Hope I'm missing people, but I don't know if you want to talk about any bling.
Bling? Oh, babe. Not supposed to bring that up yet.
Could be secret classified still?
It's at the very beginning.
Look what I can do.
Look, this makes his life watch.
What you do?
Okay, do it.
I like it. Oh, look who has joined us.
His life.
He joined us. We're being so wacky right now. We didn't talk about how fish stuff. What's up, King and Queen? Welcome.
Hi.
Hope you are doing well. We are excited to meet you guys at the Big Fish deal, and everybody else. We are very, very excited. Hope you guys are doing well as we are over here. The
Maybe.
pan.
I will eventually talk about that, but I just wanted
Not
to
yet?
be...
There is still classified
I
information.
just wanted to be further along
No,
with it.
Oh.
I don't want to say anything and not follow through.
Listen, there's some things going on that the Lucky Seahorse has happening that are really cool that, I don't know.
Maybe more cool to others.
That we can't disclose yet. But shortly there will be cool things.
I can't guarantee how shortly. That's why
I'm going to make it happen.
say
Don't worry. There's all these extra Scots in the
I
room
don't
now.
want to
Double
build
Scott
it either,
power.
and then people are disappointed.
Hmm?
I said I don't want to build it up either, and then have people like, "This is what you're talking about."
Oh my goodness. You got some cool stuff, guys. You have some cool stuff going on.
Whoa.
Hi, Grandpa Scott. Oh, Grandpa now. No, what's going on here?
Are you Grandpa?
No, King and Queen is Scott also.
Aw, congratulations.
What you
That's
said?
awesome.
Won't be long, guys. Look forward to meeting you guys too. Awesome. It's gonna be so much fun.
Really cool.
It's gonna be so much fun.
It's
Is it
coming
a
up
special
soon.
kind of bling? Look,
I'm trying to make it special.
Listen, Slick Pet. Apparently, it's classified. I can't say anything about it.
It's just like at the very beginning stage.
She's got some cool things to show you guys, though. Very cool. Bling with the face. Fishy fun. Welcome. We are almost at the end of the stream, about another 10 minutes, but yes, I'm a grandpa 3 times over.
Aw,
Nice.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Very cool.
I bet they love all his fish. I bet they're always like, I want to go to Grandpa's house.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, this is the fish tank. Yeah,
they're
I'm
like,
sure.
We go to Grandpa's.
Man, so we were getting ready for the big fish deal. Let me show them. Let me show everybody the car. I forgot.
This is the thing we should be talking
I closed that out for a moment.
Or was it?
Bear with me, my friends.
Maybe I closed it out for a moment. I'm sorry.
Let me see if I can show you guys what we've done here. Bear with me for 2 seconds.
So cool.
So we finally got our official business cards up. We got our business cards up, and I want to show you guys what you guys think. Let's see.
Bam.
Let's see. So this is the front. Let's see. No more buttons for Paige.
It was one time.
So this is the front of the business card, which I like. Has our little my little YouTube logo and our contact information.
It's so cool.
And let me go show you the back. And the back is cool because I was able to get a QR code on the back of our business cards so that if you just scan it, it'll bring you directly to my YouTube channel, which is awesome. So
You really like that QR code.
I liked it, man. I like that you can do that. It's like the 21st century.
Yeah, it's so cool.
So you get to see some of the cool artwork we've done on our channel. I think it shows up everything that I wanted to show. It has our Teespring, site there and describes the channel. But I do, like I said, I'm obsessed with the QR codes now. You can
It's
put
super
QR codes
cool.
on like,
We're thinking about putting them on T-shirts too. Right?
yeah, I might put QR codes on some merchandise. That way if we're walking around and someone comes over and they get to scan my shirt and go to the site, I think that'd be cool to have regardless.
Yeah.
But I think they turned out really well for my first business card.
You did a really good job designing it.
Thank
Super
you.
good.
You helped me a lot, though. No,
But
no,
you
don't
did a
talk like that. You helped me a lot. Like this was not just me, guys. This was seriously like she helped me move things around and really make sure things looked, the way they
You
should.
already had a good start.
But again, I'll go to the back
I
here.
love it. I can't wait till they come.
I know. So we got 200 of these things coming in. I just ordered we ordered a
in
small
the
amount.
glass. In the glass. Though.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be nice too. They're gonna be all glossy
They're gonna be
and-
shiny and stuff.
and nice. They should be really cool cards. So hopefully you guys think that they're cool and can give some out.
Ginger says, "Hey, that's what I suggested to the Aussies. Good job, Alien." Is she talking about
Yeah.
the cards? Because
Yeah,
I saw Dr. Black have one.
Well, I know Zen. That's actually how it happened. I saw you guys, telling the Aussies how to do that, and I was like, I didn't watch the whole stream, and I was like, well, what's a QR code? So
QR
I went
code,
to
yeah.
my friendly Google, and I was like, wait a minute, you can just have this thing like a barcode. You can just scan it from your phone camera, like you're about to take a picture, and it just goes straight to I don't know. It just goes straight to you. Think, what are you talking about? Checking the fish fam old rules. Not sure having a code on the card is legal.
Oh, really?
I don't know what he's talking about.
But they're about to come.
Yeah.
200.
They were typed by hand back then, Bob. Oh man, that's harsh. But yeah, Zen, that was actually like very much inspired by, I guess, you and the Aussies doing that. I'm not trying to steal it, but I didn't know that was a possibility, and I figure it's a really good tool that anyone should be using.
Yeah.
It was really easy. I just went and made this QR code, saved it as like a image, like you would save a picture onto your desktop, and now I can add that QR code to anything that I want. So it's pretty cool.
It's so cool. It's efficient.
It is efficient.
Yes.
Efficient.
Yes, that's what I
nice.
meant.
Nice. Well, what happened? I'm covered in white fur again. Goes out in the rain, then jumps on me to dry off the thing. Well, that's how it goes. But yes, the Zen Ginger. I think that is a very, very smart idea to have for anybody. I mean, I don't know why you would not.
And
I don't know
people like
why.
the latest, like, trendy technology.
Just people.
or
I
apps
just think people's attention spans nowadays are just so short that
Yeah.
honestly, I know it seems like a easy
It's
thing
true.
to. It seems easy to go onto your phone and type in Alien World Aquatics and
Yeah.
search Google, but
Sometimes you don't
that's
have a
even
minute.
that's a barrier. If you, it's so people want instant.
Yeah.
And I can just say, hey, scan the thing, there you go. Now you're at my site, you can subscribe.
Right.
Or you can check out a video. I just
Right.
think it's so much better.
So true. People need things like yesterday. So it's good. It's
We have
quick.
QR codes on our ARC brochures. Cool. Nobody can still using QR codes. Just glad I was somewhat helpful. You were very helpful. It's the way to do it. It's definitely the way of the future.
Yeah.
For sure. I think, especially walking around, if you go, like you guys, if you have a channel and you're going to go to your local fish store, you would want to wear a shirt that has your logo, I would assume, and a QR code, so if someone sees you, they can say, you know, oh, I like your shirt, or whatever it is, you know, what do you do, you know, oh, you have a YouTube channel? And yeah, just scan right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
I think that would be a really good way for everyone to promote their own stuff,
For
and
sure. Because you're bound to get into a conversation with someone at a fish place, especially if you're
yeah.
kind of a fish expert.
Mhm.
So it's good to be like, just scan me.
Cool card, Alien. I'm going to reply the stream from the beginning, and one of the Aussies did something where you tap your phone to it, and there's all your links. Yeah, for this one, you literally just like, you act like you're about to take a picture of the QR code, and then you get a little notification that just automatically pops up on your phone, and you click it, and it goes right to the website that you set it to go to. Then they point their camera at your chest because they have the QR code on it. I was thinking, honestly, of doing one like on my arm here, like a QR code on the side. But I know I don't need people like
Did you
doing
see-
it to my chest.
Did you see what Pam said?
Just like, I know, don't put it on your boob, though. You have like.
Put on one on each.
Oh
One's
my
for like
goodness.
Teespring, the other one's for PayPal.
Oh wow, yeah. Oh my goodness, that'd be so funny.
Pam's so funny.
It'll be strange for everyone to be scanning your breast. Yeah.
Especially
You
like
can put
if the picture didn't work right away, so they're like there for a minute.
I think having it on your arm or even here on the
Yeah.
end of a sleeve or something that's.
Oh.
You just gotta have something that's gonna be flat and not wrinkled, because if it's wrinkled, it might be
Oh,
hard for it
true.
to scan.
Yeah, that's
So
with
maybe the
sleeve-
back.
Yeah, so with the sleeve not.
Oh wow, QR code bikini. Oh wow, that's hardcore. We got, you know, down the
Between
wormhole
the
just.
G-strings and the bikini.
I feel like down the wormhole just joined this at a very strange point in the
Yeah,
stream.
right? They're like, what
We are
what
just
are you
about to
talking
end the
about?
stream, but we're talking about QR codes, and then some people said don't put the QR code on your
Scanning boobies.
on your on the chest. Be scanning boobies. Sorry. And they said QR code bikini.
Very
If the code morph over
educational.
time, don't tell him where you'll be sending people. That's true. That's funny. We got about 1 minute left, so I think we should wrap it up. But thank you guys all for being here. It's been fun, and definitely very excited to meet any of you guys that are going to the Big Fish deal, for sure. Never
Down
thought
the
about it on
wormhole.
a
Yep,
shirt.
a little lost.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a good thing to do. Mr. Scott. I just think that it's a really easy way to not have to have a business card on you on the time, and I think it's just like I said, it's instant. People always want something instant nowadays, and coming up to you and being like, oh, what do you do? And they just put your phone up to you and just scan your T-shirt, or whatever, your hat. Maybe you get it on a hat or whatever you want. You can literally put that image on anything, I guess, as long as it's flat.
I'm gonna wear one on my forehead.
I guess. I thought maybe getting a tattoo, get a QR code tattoo.
What? Oh yeah, temporary tattoo.
No, a real tattoo.
Oh, okay.
You know, just like, here you go, scan my hand.
Hopefully it's not the one that expires.
But I hope I didn't miss anything in the chat. We'll try to go back in the comments maybe and see if anyone said anything. But we got to run. We got plans coming up really quick. But thank you guys for being here, and thank you for sticking with us through some technical difficulties, audio and stuff. But
And
thank
me
you
closing
also.
out the stream.
It's all good. It's all good. But is there anything else I'm missing before we say goodbye?
You told them about your eel and your pleco. You told them to show them the card. You had your interview. Maybe I guess the next time you're gonna stream.
I guess that's always good to do. Whoops. Oh.
Wow.
I messed that up. I wanted to show them that for a second. Next stream is Tuesday after Dr. Black. I guess that's technically Wednesday for most of us. But we will see you right after then. I believe the Seahorse will be able to be with me.
I hope so.
At least through on screen.
Oh yeah, that's right. I can do that.
We can do that now. We figured out how to get that going for you, so we can do that pretty much whenever we need to. Thank you guys for being here, and we will catch you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye, Anthony's Fishy Friends.
See ya.
Bye, Anthony's Fishy Friends.
Peace out.
Bye.
And click.